afternoon, Auto Show fans. Welcome to another episode of Auto Show's Web TV. Today we'll be talking about a rather electrically charged subject, and that is, of course, the electric vehicle movement. Nissan on Saturday delivered its very first Leaf, and Chev has a whole truckload of Volts waiting to go to their consumers. So, are we at the point where this is viable? Toronto Hydro is about to find out. They have just launched a program in collaboration with Smart Car Canada and Pollution Probe. This program will allow 15 cars and 15 drivers to participate. These cars and drivers will provide important information on how a local emission-free vehicles will work with Toronto's grid and how to best support electronic technology in the future. I could talk a lot more about this subject, but I think it would be best if we all headed over to Toronto Hydro and spoke with someone directly about it. So let's head on over.
Hydro Smart Experience is the first opportunity in Canada to have an actual retail program where we'll put electric vehicles in the hands of retail customers for a 4-year lease. And Toronto Hydro will have the opportunity to learn about their charging behavior and the impact on our grid. The general public can go to smartexperience.ca, which is the website for the program. Learn a little bit about the program, about the vehicle. There's FAQs there as well, and any other questions that are frequently asked can be answered on pages on the website. But the most important thing is the registration page, which enables you to answer a few rudimentary questions and then enter into what we call the first phase of the process. So far we've had over 3,000 hits on our website, and about 600 people have already registered for the program. Of those people, we've taken a look at some of the key criteria, one of which is that they have to be residents of the City of Toronto, and they also need a valid driver's license. And we look at some of the other qualifications with respect to their service from Toronto Hydro. Then we move to phase 2. And what we do here is we invite the successful applicants to go to the next phase and answer a more detailed questionnaire about their driving habits, their interest in the program, whether or not they participate from a communications perspective in the long term, that kind of thing. So we really get down to the qualification of the individuals with respect to suitability and applicability. What Toronto Hydro is looking for in this respect for the program is to ascertain what the impact on Toronto Hydro's electrical grid will be by the introduction of electric vehicles. We have said in the past that it's entirely possible that a wide usage of electric vehicles could crash our grid. And what we're trying to establish is what the actual impacts are going to be based upon driver behavior and charging behavior. We would really like to concentrate our vehicles in one specific area to get a worst case scenario, and that's part of the criteria we're using in evaluating some of our registrants. There are other electric vehicle demonstration programs in Canada and throughout North America. What's unique here is that we are working with real retail customers, and that is that they're transacting with Smart Canada to acquire the vehicles under a 4-year lease. They'll own these vehicles from the perspective that it'll be their daily driver. So we'll be able to see what a real customer expects of his vehicle and what his interaction is going to be with it. As well, obviously, they are our real customers as Toronto Hydro, so we'll be able to get the experience for what their expectations are of us, how we meet those expectations, and programs that we need to put in place to ensure that they are satisfied customers. And this is involving things like working with our customer care to ensure that we incorporate the treatment of these customers within our outage management system and within our communications areas so that we can give them the best service possible, as well as interacting with Smart Canada to ensure that we have a seamless interaction with their customer care. driven the Smart Electric to a public charging station, and this is what most people will experience after they've charged it at home and they drive into the city, and they may have an opportunity to get an additional charge to extend their range. So what happens at a public charging station is you need to have authorization for access, and the way to achieve that is to take your pre-approved card, gain access, which allows you to pull out your connector. Now, this is the J1772 connector, an SAE standard for all electric vehicles coming to North America charging at 120 or 240 volt. So regardless of the vehicle you bring, this will enable you to connect to a public charging station. This can charge at 120 volt or at 240 volt, as I mentioned. There's a 16.5 kilowatt hour battery in the Smart Electric, which will get you a range of about 135 kilometers, and it will take between 4 and 8 hours to charge the battery from fully discharged to 100%. What we've seen here this afternoon is charging at a public charging station. We believe that about 10 to 15% of charging is going to be done publicly. The vast majority, about 80% of charging, is going to be done at the home of the vehicle owner. And that's where Toronto Hydro is supporting this process. We are providing the feed, the home charging unit, and the metering for the charger being installed for all 15 participants in the program. As well, Toronto Hydro is also making the power available to the customer at our expense. So there's an added benefit of participating in the program.
Alright guys, that wraps up our show. Make sure that if you want more information on this program, check out smartexperience.ca. And don't forget guys, February 18th to 27th, electric technology like this is going to be front and center at our show, on top of all the other cool features that we'll be doing. So don't forget to check out our show. Also, in the new year, we'll be reporting live from, of course, the media events and covering a lot more information, so stay tuned for those videos as well. Anyways guys, have a happy holiday, happy 2011, and we'll see you real soon.